So, Leaders Retreat recap. So this was my first time going to Leaders Retreat. When I joined Plexus, I joined at the end of October last year. So I joined and I had some people add me as friends. You guys probably know when you join, you have, other Plexus ambassadors add you and you add them. And I remember seeing the photos, but I didn't understand what it was. I joined too late to really understand or get the announcement. I didn't know what it was. It just looked like a blast. I remember seeing all the photos and thinking like, wow, it looks like a big party with all these people and I want to go. So when they announced at convention this year in June where Leaders Retreat was and what it was going to take to get there, I looked at Ashley, our upline, and I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And on our flight back home from Vegas, because we flew back together to Ohio, I sat there and I looked at her and I said, I don't care how much I have to work, what I have to do. I will do anything to make it to Leaders Retreat because I need this for my business, and this is a goal that I've always had. I just remember seeing it, being interested in it, and hearing from other ambassadors in the company that it's one of the best things ever for your business. So I sat there on the plane and I wrote out my goals. You guys know that I'm a huge advocate of not only making your goals, but writing them out, right? So I wrote out my goals that I was going to make it. I developed 3 different scenarios for how I could do it mathematically with my numbers, and I did it. So I want to tell you guys this to encourage you with the months coming up. First of all, your goals, write them down. I'm not going to talk about goals. That could be another call, another time. But do whatever you have to do to get to Leaders Retreat next year. It did not disappoint. It was absolutely incredible. So out of 400,000 ambassadors that there are in Plexus, the top 1% made it to Leaders Retreat. So I want to give a shout out here to a teammate of ours, Angie. She came to Leaders Retreat with me and she earned her way. So proud of her because it's just so awesome. It was awesome. It's a huge, huge accomplishment because convention, anyone can go as long as you pay your way, but Leaders Retreat, you have to earn it. So you earn it through getting customers and adding ambassadors. It's a huge deal to make it. And while we were at Leaders Retreat, I want to talk about it for a little bit. First of all, I'll tell you guys this because no one here on our team went to convention. But at convention, they have the jewels, so the people at the top of our company, sit on the floor. So everyone else kind of sits around them and they get to sit at the very front on the floor, VIP seating. It's really fancy and nice. And so, they deserve it, obviously. But while you're at convention, you definitely feel the distance. It's a lot more, that they're at the top. And right, okay, you guys get what I'm saying. Well, at Leaders Retreat, everyone is treated the same. You are a leader. You earned your way there. You deserved it. And it's seating where everybody's there together. So that was just kind of neat because since I did come from convention and I saw how we were kind of almost segregated by rank, I kind of don't want to say that, but almost. This trip was so different and it was just really incredible how Plexus, you guys hear one Plexus, the hashtag, the thing that we say, it really was one Plexus. Didn't matter what rank you were, pay grade, anything like that. It just felt like we all deserved it and we were all there as one. And I hope to take so many of you next year with us. I really, really do. So with all that being said, the next training that Plexus is offering is Super Saturday. Anyone and everyone can go to this. I think it's like $20. Don't quote me on it. But registration opens up this Thursday, I believe, November the 3rd. Be watching your emails the minute it opens. Go register because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a whole day of training, and it's all over where it's offered. So do whatever you have to do to get there. It's super cheap. If you are with each other as a team in certain places or here sidelines on this team, go together as a whole, as a group. It'd be so much fun. Do whatever you have to do. And convention, they've already released the dates. It's going to be May 29th through June 2nd, I believe. Start saving your money now. Seriously. Convention changed a lot for me. When I went back in June, I was blown away by just how my mind kind of shifted with Plexus. So if you need to start saving your money now. And when they start releasing the contest for that, work your tail off for it. It will change your business. It will change your life. So we got to hear, let me check the chat. We got to hear, yes, we got to hear Alec and Tarl, so our CEO and our president, speak. And I want to tell you guys, I want to talk a little bit about this before I hop into the actual training, because this is important too. Some of you, there's a lot of new people here on our team. We've added a lot. It's so awesome. Some of you are just now kind of starting to work, and so you're just now hopping on these calls and hearing these things. So I want to kind of build your belief for a little bit. So you guys know that I'm really huge on building your belief, because I personally think that will get you so far in this business, so much further than any scientific facts that you can know or memorize about our products. So when we got to hear President Alec Clark go up and speak, he gave his story, which I did not know, his story about how he and his family really struggled financially. Basically, they were broke before Plexus came along. To make a long story short, it was a really emotional story, really touched my heart. Just to see that our president, of this huge company that Plexus has become, has not forgotten where he's came from. And, he still looks at Plexus as such a blessing. So I say all that to say, if you are in the middle of trying to find your belief here with Plexus, or trying to figure out whether this company really is as awesome as we all post about, or maybe that's just something we share on Facebook to get people, I'm here to tell you, if you don't have the really solid, unshakable belief, if you're new here, or if you're still kind of trying to decide if this is for you, it really does change lives. Piggyback off my belief. Being in a room of almost 4,000 other people who believe in Plexus, who believe in this company and who believe in these products, and some of the stories that you can hear from people who are walking, talking proof of how these products have changed their lives will blow you away. It's just an emotional experience for me every single time I get in a room with other ambassadors to hear how financially, they've been taken from one place to another. Same thing with the products, and to hear our own president speak about how Plexus has done that for him and get really emotional about it was really touching, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. Just a really, really cool moment. We're in really good hands. It's really important to know who's in charge of you here, who our president and our CEO are. Some network marketing companies, they get turned over, and different issues that happen is because they're not in great hands. And I am 110% able to say that we are in the best hands ever with Tarl and Alec, and I'm really proud to say that, really honored to say that. So let me tell you guys a quick story. So if you guys saw, some people were able to win a $3,000 shopping spree to Nordstrom. And so that was one of the things that you could win. And they were telling us that before they do the shopping spree where they let them go shop, Nordstrom does like a fashion show and a private brunch for them. And so anyways, Alec was telling us that one of the servers who was serving them brunch looked at him and Alec and said, I just want to let you guys know that you guys have changed my life. And they were like, what kind of, well, first they were like, what kind of tip did we leave him? Like, was it that great? And so anyways, they were like, okay, so, tell us more. And they were talking to him, and he said, well, somebody told me about Plexus about a year ago, and I've been taking the products ever since, and my life has completely changed. And they said that he was in tears. Just a really emotional story to hear. So Plexus is literally changing lives every single day. I hope that really encourages all of you, really catapults your belief. Every single time I hear that, it catapults my belief even more than it already is. So if you don't have a huge success story yet with our products, maybe you're new, or maybe you've been trying them and maybe they just haven't given you a wow story yet, like some people on our team have. I want to encourage you to keep going, or maybe you haven't gotten that huge paycheck that you see us post about with some ranks, right? Some pay raises. I want to encourage you to keep going too with the business, because one day you will find that success if you just keep going. I promise you. There's too many success stories, and these are not special people. These people that I met this weekend, these diamonds, there's nothing special about them. They're just like us. Something that our president said was, A diamond ambassador and a silver ambassador both pull on their pants the exact same way when they get ready, right? There's no difference. We all pull up our pants the same way, right? Brush our teeth. We are the exact same. There is no different. The difference is the timeline. They stuck with it. So are you willing to stick with it? Promise you it will change your life if you let it, okay? So little pep talk there. Woo! All right, so one other thing that I want to share with you that I really loved that they said was the work that you do today, which you guys will probably, I think this was quoted on another team page, but the work that you do today is going to show up in 90 days. So that goes the same for the work that you don't do today. So today is a brand new month, super exciting. What did you do today to get yourself to where you want to be in January or February? The next 60 days, the next 90 days. What you're doing now is what's going to show up on your paycheck in 2 months, 3 months. What you don't do now will also show up on your paycheck. No one else's name is on your paycheck but yours. So you cannot blame your downline for not working. You cannot blame your upline for not doing enough for you, if that's the blame you want to put on. Your paycheck has your name on it, no one else's. Same for me. My paycheck has my name on it, not y'all's, not Ashley's, right? So if you haven't done any work today at all, I want to encourage you to go into the team page, and I actually posted in a short little message you can copy and send out to people. If you haven't done anything at all today to where you want to get yourself to where you want to be in the next 60 days, the next 90 days, if you have a certain number that you need as far as your paycheck, that you're going to need that in 90 days, let's say you've got a certain goal, then you need to put in that work today. Guys, the biggest time that we have here in Plexus is during the New Year's, right? We're a health company. People all of a sudden decide that they're ready to start. Team Liz had a huge jump during that time, and that's normal for everyone during that January timeline. So start talking to those people now. Don't wait until January to message them and then them decide come May, right? If you want to hit your goals now, then you need to be planting the seeds now. That way those people will join you come January. That way they have someone that they know that they trust, someone that they know has been reaching out to them because they care about them. You want to be the person that when they think, okay, I'm ready to make my New Year's resolution, who the heck am I going to go to? What product can I take? What can help me? You want to be the very first name that comes to their mind, right? So whatever you're doing now today is going to show up on your paycheck in 60 days, 90 days. I loved that. I needed to hear that, so I wanted to share that. So we heard Carrie Wilkerson speak to us at Leaders Retreat. If you're not following her, go follow her on Facebook, subscribe to her YouTube channel. She was phenomenal. She was a very cutthroat, I'll just say, just tells you like it is. She didn't hold a thing back with any rank of ambassador. I mean, she just gave it to every single rank, and it was awesome. So I want to share with you the things that she shared with us and what she said, or what she kind of spoke on. She had one day that she spoke, and it was called Leadership DNA. So I have my notes here pulled up. It's Carrie Wilkerson. So Wilkerson, I believe, if I'm spelling it right. Carrie Wilkerson. It's Carrie spelled like Carrie Underwood. Yeah, so you guys go find her on Facebook after the call. She's amazing. So I have my notes, like I said, written from this. So none of these ideas about Leadership DNA are mine. I'm not taking credit for them. Wish I could, but I can't. So just to kind of clarify that. So this is not, this is nothing that I came up with. It's all her, but it was great information that I know impacted me. So I could not wait to bring it home to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and share the Leadership DNA and break down DNA for you, and then share a little bit more about Leaders Retreat, and we'll call it a night. Okay, so DNA. So Leadership DNA. So we can't deny our DNA that we have, right? Thanks, Angie. Angie just put in the comments, guys, or in the chat section, her link. Awesome. Thank you. So our DNA, just like in life, we can't deny our DNA, right? It's something that we're born with. But the same goes with leadership. So some people are born, some people you meet and you think, wow, they just seem like a natural born leader, right? We all know those people. But not all of us are born with that. But that's okay. So even though we can't change our DNA, we don't have to default to it either. We can change the way that we act and the way that we respond to it. We can make things a positive situation versus a negative. So let me kind of give you an example. So let's say some people are born with issues where it's a lot harder for them to lose weight, right? It's not a crutch, but it can be. If they actually have a physical issue, maybe a thyroid issue, different disorders make it very difficult for some people to lose weight, right? So the person who has that kind of DNA can choose to make the situation bad and just say, well, I'm not even going to try to get off the couch today because what's the point? It's hard for me to lose weight anyway. I'm not really going to try to ditch my Coke habit because it's difficult for me to lose weight anyway. Or since they can't change their DNA, they're not going to let it define them, and they are going to turn it into a positive situation. And they're going to say, because it's difficult for me, I'm going to take action and I'm going to get off the couch and I'm going to eat right and I'm going to try my best, right? So you guys get what I'm saying? We can't change the DNA, but we can change the way we react to it, right? The steps that we take. Even if you were not born, or if you feel you were not born with a leadership DNA, you can create your very own. So you have to determine and decide what happens from this day forward. And this is really great because it's the first day of a new month, which really worked out well. So we have to stop letting things control us. We have to take responsibility, take ownership, and take action. And like this was said earlier, it's not your downline, it's not your upline, or anyone else's fault. It's your business, it's my business, it's my responsibility, right? There is no one else's name on the paycheck but ours, but mine, but yours. So I'm going to break down, if you're taking notes, I'm going to go ahead and break down the DNA, okay, what she said that stood for to her, for a leader. So when you hear D, some of us thought maybe it would be desire or drive. Those are two extremely important components that you need to be a leader. But desire and drive are not enough. So part one of D is desperation. Carrie Wilkerson actually said that we are only one financial crisis away from a Kickstarter campaign. And you have to have desperation. Someone can create that desperation for you. So what that means is you can become desperate for an opportunity like Plexus if, let's say, your spouse loses their job. Or let's say you have a health crisis hit your family or hit you or someone in your family. Or, something happens with your kid or something happens with your job. Anything like that can catapult you into a huge desperation for an opportunity like Plexus. You guys know, most of you have heard my story, and one of the reasons that I joined Plexus was because I was in grad school. And I got notified by the VA, because I was using my husband's military GI Bill, that they weren't going to cover my whole grad school program. And I was going to a big university, and it kind of sent us scrambling. Like, holy cow, we don't want to take on debt. Like every other single one of our friends who are basically going to be paying off student loans till they're 40. We don't want to do that. We didn't have any. So it sent us into a crisis, right? It sent me into a mode of a kickstart, kick in the butt, kick in the pants. What am I going to do? I was desperate for something and I needed an opportunity like this. So it sent me looking and I joined. So we are all only one situation away from that. Don't let someone else kick you to that though, right? Let yourself be motivated instead of some kind of outside force getting you into that kickstart with a spouse losing a job or you losing a job or needing to pay medical bills, whatever it is. Don't wait till that point, right? Okay, so the second part of D, besides desperation, you have to have that, is you need to know your destination. So where are you going, and why are you doing what you're doing to get where you're going, right? So kind of like how we tell you to figure out your why. So you also need to know, if you know your why are you doing Plexus? Well, where are you going? Where's the final destination? So break it down with the example that I gave you. My why was I needed enough money to cover grad school, right? This was when I first joined. It's changed now. And I needed to hit a certain rank to get a certain amount of money, and that was my destination. That way we didn't have to take on student loan debt. So why are you doing what you're doing? With your destination, your vehicle is not even important. That doesn't matter. The way you're getting there doesn't matter. It's really all about the destination. So if your destination is not big enough and not clear enough, then you need to make it bigger and clearer. You need to make sure that you just claim that destination of yours. And if it is big enough and clear enough, nothing at all will stand in your way. Again, back to my example, just to kind of relate it back to Plexus with what she was saying. When I joined, guys, and I knew my destination, that was what I needed financially, that was what we needed. Nothing was going to stand in my way. I've told you guys, I talked to so many people just my first day alone with Plexus. I talked to hundreds within my first week. Nothing was stopping me. I wasn't going to let any no stop me. When I had my best friends, who I thought were my best friends, ignore me, that didn't stop me, and I kept going. I hope that's the same for you. If your destination is clear enough with what you want, whether it's you want to become a stay-at-home mom and you're working right now and you're tired of leaving your babies, then that's a huge destination, and that's clear. Make it clear. Claim it. If you want to help take off stress from your husband because he's the one who makes the most money, make that your destination. Make it clear and big that you're going to now start pitching in more, and you're going to step up, and you're going to make your Plexus business become more than just a side gig, and you're going to make it a career to where you not only match him with his salary to bring the stress off of him, but you surpass him, right? Because we know that that's very possible with Plexus, okay? So make it big, make it clear. When you get that clear destination, you quit complaining and you quit making excuses, and you quit trying to find those things that you can lean on as a crutch, right? So your D is for your destination. And she said, you are no leader without a destination. No rank, no pay raise, etc. makes you a leader. You have to be clear with your destination to be a leader. Here's another great point that I absolutely loved. And I know Angie and I both loved this. You have to agree on your destination with your shareholders. So I want to talk a little bit about your shareholders. So your shareholders are your spouse, your children, if that's who you have. If you're living with other people in your family, your mom, your aunt, whoever it is, whoever that you are spending a lot of time with, those are your shareholders. Most of the time, that's your intermediate family that you're spending all your time with. So there needs to be an ROI, or return on investment, to your shareholders for the time lost, okay? Now, whether they get it or not. So if they don't quite get this Plexus thing that you're doing yet, you need to sit down and have a conversation with them. Even if they don't get it, you keep going and you show them what it can be, right? You show them the destination. You need to tell them your vision. If this is something that you want to make into a lifetime business like me, share that with them. Share your vision with them. Make sure that they know it. Make sure that they understand that it's clear and that nothing is going to stop you. But if they don't get it yet, and sometimes this is the case, is that your shareholders don't quite get it. They don't catch the vision as soon as you do. Keep going. Don't wait for them to get it. Show them, right? Okay, another thing with your shareholders, sit down with them. Like I said, share the vision with them. Share your vision that you have. Explain to them why you're doing what you're doing. And like Angie just said in the chat, show them the money. They will support you then, that's for sure. Once they start seeing it, a lot of times they'll roll around later. Mine saw the vision before I did. He wanted me to do Plexus well before I wanted to do it. That's not the normal case. Normally it's, the spouses are kind of reluctant and skeptical, but show them, right? If you put in the work, they can't deny that Plexus is working. If you're taking your products every day and you start acting happier and healthier, and you start having results, they can't deny it then, right? You can't deny the truth. You can't deny a great paycheck that's going to get deposited into your account either. So don't let anything stop you. Also, don't let your shareholders become your excuses, okay? Don't say, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that event, or I can't participate in this, or I can't talk to people because of my kids, because of my spouse. Don't let them be a crutch, right? A lot of times we can let them be that. Don't give them that. Don't do that. You are doing this for them. So don't have that spouse guilt, and I've talked about this before on a call, or that mommy guilt. You hear about that. Well, I can't get on a call because I'm going to have to put him to bed 5 minutes earlier. Or I can't take that phone call tonight with that potential because I have to watch my kid or do this, or have to be with my spouse. Listen, in Plexus, and our president and our CEO made this very clear. Family always comes first. Always, okay? Hope that you understand that from me. Really believe that. If you don't feel that your Plexus business has that balance right now, work it to where it has that balance. Your family always comes first. But does that mean that you're going to miss every call and you're going to quit talking to people because family comes first? No, that's not what I mean. Talk to your shareholders and find a balance, right? But do this for them. Don't miss out on the opportunity because you're afraid and you have that guilt looming over you. I think I told you guys once when I went to this training that they had here locally in Virginia about a Diamond Ambassador who did not even have $34.95 to her name. She just went through a divorce and she didn't even have $35, guys, to join. Didn't even have it. What did she do? She was a single mom, and she sold her son's swing set outside. She sold it to a neighbor, got her $35. She joined. She got people to join her, and then she was able to pay for her products. If you want this bad enough, you will do it. And she said, I could have let that mommy guilt come over me and think, wow, I'm selling my son's play set, and that could have been my excuse. She said, but instead I turned it around and I said, you know what? I am selling his play set so I can offer him something better. So I can get him a bigger play set. So I can send him to college where he doesn't have to pay for it and I can pay for it debt-free, right? You guys feel me? So get your shareholders on board. If they're still a little hesitant, show them. Show them with your work. Show them that you're serious. Same goes for your audience. If your Facebook audience sees that you're posting once a week instead of once or twice every single day, you're showing them that you're not really in it to win it, right? Get them on board. Okay, N. I want to move on to N. N is your narrative or your narration. So what is the story running through your head? What are you choosing to say to your team, your customers, your leaders? We choose our narrative, whether it's a positive one or a negative one. Whether it's one that is an upline hand-holding narrative or an upline disregard where you don't listen to your upline. Maybe it's a company complaint narrative where you complain about everything that seems to be going wrong with Plexus. Or maybe it's a company praising narrative. It's not always what we're reading, but it's what we're saying to ourselves. We're completely in control of what goes on in our head, even though we don't always want to take responsibility for that. We are. The blame is easier. So quit blaming it on your family, your wiring, or your DNA, or etc. No one, she gave the great example, Carrie Wilkerson, I think she said she had lost like 125 pounds, 145 pounds, something like that. She said this huge weight loss victory. And she said, you know what? No one holds the fork but me. She said, nobody else feeds me but me. It's my responsibility. She said, I could blame it on my DNA that I have a really hard time losing weight. I could blame it on my parents, but I'm not going to. I'm the only one who holds that fork. And I love that because we are in a health and wellness company, and it does relate to us, but it relates to our business, right? We're the only ones holding our phone to message people. We're the only ones that can pull up that messenger app or pull up that text message and message people. We don't have people standing over us and saying, don't send that. Please don't send that, right? It's all on us. Okay. No one tells you what to do but you. You have to decide you are going to do this with or without your family and all the other issues that you are using for the blame game. The DNA of a pile of rags is the exact same DNA as a quilt. I loved that. The only difference is the ripping and the work that goes into it. Okay? Awesome. I loved that analogy. And then she gave another analogy of a caterpillar. You guys all know probably where I'm going to go with this, right? Probably heard it in school. So a caterpillar, we all know where it starts, right? It's not very beautiful. And then it gets broken down before it can become this beautiful butterfly. So we are like the caterpillar, and we have to get broken down before we can evolve into this leader, this DNA leader. The DNA of the caterpillar is the exact same as the butterfly. It gets broken down to that mush in order to transform into the leader or the butterfly. And if we want to transform into that type of a leader that we need to be, then we've got to be willing and ready to go through the breaking down and the mush, which is the roadblocks and the speed bumps that we're going to hit. So AKA back office issues, shipping issues, technical issues, or maybe customer problems, having issues with dealing with people, anything like that. All of those roadblocks, they're going to happen, and we cannot avoid the breakdown. We can't. If the caterpillar was just going to stay in the cocoon all warm and cuddly, and this is a real comfortable, cozy spot, I'm just going to stay here, would it ever transform into the beautiful butterfly? No. If we just want to stay comfortable, let's just put it into the plexus analogy. I'm over here with my 3 ambassadors, and I'm real cozy at silver. I'm comfy, I'm warm, I'm loving it. I hit the first rank. That's awesome. But you got to keep going. You've got to evolve and come out of that cocoon to that beautiful butterfly and keep going on your journey. Don't settle. Don't stay there. Don't get comfortable. There's going to be a breakdown. It's not going to be easy all the time. But if you keep on going, keep building your business, keep talking to people, keep believing in yourself, keep believing in this company, you're gonna transform into the butterfly, into the leader you need to be, and you're gonna keep going and going here in your business, and no one can stop you. We become stronger and have more impact, and we're more beautiful after the messy middle. So are you ready for your metamorphosis? There's amazing work that goes on in you and inside of your cocoon if you let it. So during those times, guys, where you feel like no one is answering my messages, I'm hearing nothing but crickets, or if I am hearing anything, it's a no. People are deleting me off of Facebook. What's some other roadblocks we hit? Or maybe, my website's not working, my back office is being weird, anything like that, guys. All of these roadblocks that we're going to hit, let them transform you into something better. There's a reason you're going through that, right? There's a reason you're stuck, or whatever it is. You're going to be able to one day turn around and tell your team about it. When you have a great big team and say, hey, I came out of this and I still kept going. Maybe someone on your team will go through that same issue, and you'll be able to say, hey, I came out of this. You can too, right? You never know. But during those times of the mushy middle, let it transform you. Let it develop you into this leader, okay? Don't let it get the best of you, but take the time to be in that cocoon and learn. Figure out what it is that you're supposed to learn from this moment, okay? Stay clear about your destination. Declare your destination. Don't be afraid to declare your destination. It keeps you accountable. So, when I post in the team page and say, what are your goals for the month? Where are you going to end the month? Tell us. And it's crickets sometimes. Sometimes you guys don't respond. And you know what? I don't want you to be afraid to declare it. Don't not declare it to let yourself off the hook. Okay, did you catch that? Don't withhold from telling your friends, telling your Plexus sidelines, your accountability partners what your goals are, of the fear that you won't hit them. And then you're gonna feel that that you didn't win, or that you failed, or you didn't succeed. Don't feel that way. Don't let yourself off the hook that way. Declare your destination. Declare where you want to be at the end of this month and what you're going to do in those goals. Your accountability is going to be great. And like we all know, you're 42% more likely to achieve those goals if you write them down. So don't lose that accountability and just let yourself go through without it, because if you do so, you're going to be wondering all around, and you're also going to be wondering what could have happened, okay? Control your narrative. Write your own story. Okay, and lastly, A is action. So action does not mean, and this is not me, this is Carrie. She said action does not mean going out and buying a planner to run your business. It doesn't mean going in and joining every Plexus Facebook group there is. It doesn't mean scrolling through Facebook. It doesn't mean reading testimonies. That is not action. And when she said that, guys, the whole room was like, right? We've all done it. I mean, you can't say that you haven't. I'm going to say right here, I have done it. There have been days where I get lost in those Plexus groups. I mean, even our team pages, and I will be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and learning. But guess what? It's not action. That's not propelling me to my destination of, bringing my husband home from the military. Sorry, but Facebook scrolling isn't going to cut it. So action. What is action? Action is not dusting your desk. She said this too, and I literally have been guilty of that. No joke. Days that it's like I have like 5 people to talk to, and for some reason I'm sitting here dusting my desk. Come on, action. So we do those things to avoid the actual action. So don't start complaining about the back office. Go start talking to people. Action is not, like I just said, dusting your desk. It's also not emailing your team to encourage them. Believe it or not, that's not action. Those are important things, but it's not getting you further in your destination. There I am. Until you are in alignment with your product, your money, your mind, you will sabotage your own business. Sorry about that. I lost where I was in my notes. Okay. So, and I'm going to read that again. Until you are in alignment with your product, your money, your mind, you will sabotage your own business. So I'm going to talk about that for just a minute. So we are in a health and wellness company, correct? With Plexus. Okay. So being in alignment with our product means you have to take your product every single day. Do not miss a Saturday. Do not miss a Sunday. You better take it 7 days a week. Now, also be consistent with it. That means don't go 7 days a week with your Slim, but leave out that bio cleanse and then don't order next month. No. If you want to be successful in this business, you have to take your products every single day. Okay? Listen, she even said to us, she said, let me tell you, the whole room got quiet when she was talking about us being a product of the product. Now, this is just so important, guys. And she said, if you haven't been taking that accelerator and that block, you better go take some now, because some of you, I can tell, have been out of alignment with your product. Guys, being a Plexus ambassador doesn't mean that we have to be perfect. We are just like everyone else. It just so happens that we work for a health company. It does not mean you have to be perfect. It does not mean you have to eat salad all the time. Trust me, I don't, guys. But what it does mean is you don't need to be posting on Facebook about how Plexus Slim gives you energy and turn around next week and post about how tired you are and how you can't sleep at night. Not when we say that our probiotic helps us sleep, right? Seriously. Sorry if I'm hitting home, but it's the truth. We have to stand in alignment with our products, with our company, with our business. We are a health and wellness company. We're a health and happiness company. They said at convention that they want to be Plexus. Tarl and Alex said they want to be the face of health and happiness. So if you have a problem, don't post it on Facebook, okay? That goes in alignment with the products. We don't have to be perfect. I am not saying that at all. Please, I am so far from it. But don't post the drama on Facebook, right? Save it for your mama. Okay. So, in alignment with your product, with your money, she was also talking about if your bank account's not right now, get it set straight now before you are living this life that you don't have, right? Don't try to live like a diamond if you are not having the diamond income. Figure that all out. Get that all in alignment. Your money, your mind as well. Our minds are so powerful. They can tell us whatever we want to think, right? Kind of goes back to the narrative. If something's going wrong with the back office, our mind can tell us, well, this business is crazy. This just isn't going to work for me. I can't do this. I can't stick up for this company. No. Teach your mind to say other things to yourself. I can do this. This is the best company there is. Guys, I want to tell you something. Plexus just signed a 90-year lease on its building, okay? 90 years. We're not going anywhere, okay? If you think we are, you're wrong. Start telling your mind that we're not, because we're not. I promise you. Tarl and Alec got up there and they told us that they want to be a legacy company. And I strongly believe that we are going to be a legacy company. That when my children and my grandchildren hear the word Plexus, they're going to say, oh yeah, my mom, my grandma, Liz Freeman, She worked for Plexus. She did awesome at it. And you know what? She was there when it first started. And now it's huge. It's worldwide. It's everywhere. Guys, if you want your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids to say that about you, you can. Because we are at the ground floor of this wonderful opportunity. And we are going to be a legacy company. We are so much more than makeup. We are so much more than a pair of leggings. I am not bashing those things because I love those things. Listen, holler, give me a pair of leggings, get me some makeup. I love it. But what I'm saying is we are leaving a legacy on people's lives. We are changing moms around the world and how they can be with their children, right? Whether they have enough energy to play with their babies. We're changing lives financially. Guys, if you don't know our story of our upline, my sister-in-law, Ashley, who's now a jewel in our company, making 6 figures a year with Plexus, there was a point where they had zero money to their name. Zero. They couldn't even afford a car. They couldn't afford anything, right? Now she has the opportunity to go get a free Lexus. Guys, just an example to show you it's all about your mindset, okay? So all of this has to be in alignment. It's all about personal. It's so much more. Plexus is so much more than just a business. It really is just a personal development. If you let it, it will evolve you personally, just to grow so much as a person. Hopefully that'll make sense. So take the products, be a product of the product, do that personal growth, read books, grow yourself, grow your business. So what's moving that needle in your business to get you further to where you want to be, where that destination is? What's going to move that? The action that you need to take is giving out samples to people, making new contacts and contacting new people, talking to people every single day, all those types of things. Okay, do those things daily first before you do anything else. You are only a leader when you model the appropriate DNA. So you have more in your control than you've been taking control for. No more wondering or wandering. Take action and change your DNA. Step up to leadership DNA. Will you embrace your leadership DNA? So that's kind of how she ended it. And I just want to say, if you are here, if you're on this team, if you're involved with Plexus, it's not by a mistake. I pray for the Lord to bring me the right people. You are not here by mistake. You are here for a reason. And you know, if you just trust the process and you do the work, you put in the work, you trust the process, trust what's going on, and let God mold you into the leader you were meant to be. Okay, I truly believe we are all meant for such a bigger purpose. And I found my bigger purpose through Plexus, and I didn't even know it was there. I didn't even know it was what I needed, and I needed it really bad. So that's what Carrie had to say. Awesome. It was like a woo, like punch in the gut for everyone. So if you guys felt like I was preaching, I did get real excited there, but it's because I got the preaching to first. So I'm the messenger. I'm not the one who created the message. What I want to share with you guys is just really quick. I want to tell you one of my favorite parts, just kind of talking of Leaders Retreat and honestly Plexus as a whole, is the community and the relationships. If you have not yet friended everyone on our team on your Facebook, go do so. I'll tell you that some of my absolute best friends now, beyond the people on our team, which I do have you on our team, but I just want to kind of give you an example. You guys probably have seen Tiffany Blackwood, Ruby Ambassador, and she's on our big team of Ashley's Awesome Ambassadors, and Jenny Lackey. And they have become some of my very best friends, but we would have never met if it weren't for Plexus. The only reason we know each other is because we're both on Ashley's team in Plexus, and we sent each other friend requests when we all joined. And now we talk almost every day. And I can't tell you how many cases there are that I've encountered like that. So many of you here on this team, I wouldn't even know if it weren't for Plexus, which blows my mind. I have people on other teams who we don't benefit from each other at all whatsoever. We are not anywhere near the same sideline or downline, anything like that, upline. But yet we talk to each other, we help each other, we encourage each other. It really is one Plexus. So if you feel like you're lacking in relationships or you're not really sure about this whole Plexus thing, I want to encourage you to send friend requests to everyone on our team, everyone in the team pages. You just don't know who you're going to click with. I mean, that's honestly been, besides how the products have changed my life, and you guys know about the opportunity financially has been such a blessing, but these friendships in this community have rocked my world. So really tap into that if you haven't yet. So let's see here. I believe that was it. So I want to kind of open it up. Angie, do you have anything that you want to share about Leaders Retreat, what you loved, anything like that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just really excited about the planner that they announced that I saw Jana sharing today. That's super easy. I think everybody can do that. You just have to have 3 new ambassadors with 100 in PB, or 3 new customers with a $50 PB, or any combination of the 3. And that planner was amazing. It had a place for reflection. There's some slides that are going around sharing. That's really neat. I would like to see everybody get that, especially because that's going to help map out, our future, our goal to drive us further. I want to also say that I agree. I met people that I saw on Facebook pages that are not on our team, and I didn't even stand up for that one lady who came on, and she said, if you remember my team, stand up, and I didn't even stand up because I didn't know I was a member of her team. And I asked, yes, and I was like, oh snap, I didn't know that. But then I ended up meeting her later, and everybody is just wonderful relationships.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes, the planner is great, and they showed that to us. They showed it on a slideshow to us, and it is full of stuff. It's really awesome. I want it. I'm going to work my tail off this month to get it. It's in my goals for the month. I really, really want it. Glad you brought that up. They announced a ton of great stuff to us. As you guys saw, I posted some in the team page. You'll see a lot of it coming out in announcements. But every month they're going to start doing incentives for us, which is really exciting. They don't have to do it. We're really in the best company there is. Network marketing is the best industry there is, and I truly believe we are in the best company in network marketing. They don't have to do the incentives. They don't have to spoil us. Guys, they spoiled us at Leaders Retreat. I mean, those rooms were nice. You saw my video. They had parties for us. It was just top notch. Everything Plexus does is top notch, top of the line. Blows me away. Yes, the training in our back office now that we have, if you guys haven't utilized that yet, we have that now. There's no excuse to not succeed through the roof with this now. They literally are offering everything to us at our fingertips. They want us to succeed. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Just awesome stuff coming up. Awesome. So do whatever you can to get to Super Saturday. I think it's January 7th. So mark it on your calendar, and then be watching this Thursday, the 3rd, for them to release the registration. Register as quick as you can. It fills up, and it will fill up because it's not unlimited. So yeah, does anybody have any questions? Open it up.
So under destination, when she's talking about having it, I guess I'm kind of confused on big enough and clear enough, because I feel like to have a clear, I guess when I think clear, I think planned out plan of action, and I don't feel like that's necessarily realistic if I'm obviously my big picture would be get to diamond, but I don't feel like I can really clearly plan out so was she more specific with maybe I don't know, I guess I feel yes, having that big goal, but I feel like the clear part to me would be my smaller goals first. Does that make sense?
I mean, she that's all she said, but I would say when I think goals, kind of of course the big goal is to be diamond, right? So many of us here want that, but how are you going to get there, right? Make it clear, a clear plan of action, a clear path of, I'm going to talk to X amount of people per day for this many days, and then I'm going to get to, emerald, and then this will put me to this rank, and then eventually I'll be diamond. The big end, I feel goal is diamond, but obviously we have to have a path to get there. We can't just say, my goal is to be diamond, you know, like you said, and then not have any action steps to go forward with that. But obviously your big destination is diamond. You're clear about the fact you want to be diamond. But then I think every month we need to have a monthly, this is my opinion and how I interpret it and how kind of we can be successful with it. But if we have a monthly plan of action of, you know, I'm clear this month I'm going to talk to 100 people, and or whatever you want to do. This month I'm going to talk to 3 people 5 days a week. You know, and I'm going to have this number of PV. I'm going to add 3 new customers, and that's going to get me every month where I want to be to diamond. Does that kind of make sense? I feel like that's kind of how I interpret it, and more like
that's how I was thinking.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's
yeah. Anybody else?